I went in on mute. Okay. Sorry. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Narayanam Namaskrityam.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam.
Naram Chaiva
Narottamam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Devim
Saraswati
Saraswati Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudirayet.
Tato
Tato Jayamudire.
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu.
Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Nityam
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki.
Bhakti
Bhakti
Bhavati
Bhavati Naishtaki.
Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 2, Chapter 2, Verse 24. Yeah. Vaishvanaram yati vihaya sagata.
Vaishvanaram Yati Vihayasya Gata.
Sushumnaya brahmapatena shocisha.
Shushumnaya Brahmapathena Shochisha.
Viduta harirudastat.
Viduta Kalkota Harirudastat.
Prayati chakram nrupashaishumaram.
Prayati Chakram Nripashaishumaram.
Vaishvanaram yati vihaya sagata.
Vaishvanaram Yati Vihayasya Gata.
Sushumnaya brahmapatena sosisha.
Shushumnaya
Brahmapati
Brahmapathena Shochisha.
Soshishta.
Viduta kalkota harirudastat.
Viduta kalpo dahe Vedodhat.
Prayati chakram nrupashaishumaram.
Prayat
Chakram Nripashaishumaram.
Vaishvanaram yati vihaya sagata.
Vaishvanaram
Vaishvanaranya divihaya sagata.
Sushumnaya brahmapatena sochisha.
Sushumnaya
Sushumnaya
Brahmapathena
Brahmapatena
Shochisha.
Soshishta.
Viduta kalkota harirudastat.
Viduta kalpo dhare rudasthat.
Prayati chakram nrupashaishumaram.
Prayati
Chakram
Chakram Nripashaishumaram.
Yes, please.
वैश्वानरं याति विहाय सद्गता
वैश्वानरं याति विहाय सागता
सुषुम्नया ब्रह्मपथेन शोषिसा
शिशुम्नया ब्रह्मपथेन शोचिषा
विद्युत्कल्कोत्थरेरुदास्तात्
विधूतकल्पोतहरेरुदस्तात्
प्रयाति चक्रं नृपशेषुमारम्
प्रयाति चक्रं नृपशैष्णुमारम् वैश्वानरं याति विहाय सागता
वैश्वानरं याति विहाय सागता
शिशुम्नया ब्रह्मपथेन शोचिषा
शिशुम्नया ब्रह्मपथेन शोषिसा
विधूतकल्पोतहरेरुदस्तात्
विद्युत्कल्कोत्थरेरुदस्तात्
प्रयाति चक्रं नृपशैष्णुमारम्
प्रयाति चक्रं नृपशैषुमारम्
Translation purport by Sri Gaisa Vicharnarovinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
जय
Synonyms: Vaishvanaram, the controlling deity of fire.
वैश्वानरं
Vaishvanaram, the controlling deity of fire.
Yati, goes.
याति goes
Vihayasa, by the path in the sky, the Milky Way.
Vihayasa
By the path in the sky, the Milky Way.
Gatha, by passing over.
Gata, by passing over.
Sushumnaya, by the Shushumna.
Sushumna, by the Sushumna.
Brahma, Brahmaloka.
Brahma,
Brahmaloka
Brahmaloka.
Patena, on the way to.
Pathena, on the way to.
Shochisha, illuminating.
Shochisha, illuminating
illuminating.
Vidutha, being washed off.
Vidutha, being washed off.
Kalka, dirt.
Kalka, dirt.
dirt
Atha, thereafter.
Atha, thereafter.
Hare, of Lord Hari.
Hare, of
Hare
Lord
of Lord
Hari.
Hari
Udastat, upwards.
Udastat, upwards.
Prayati, does reach.
Prayati does
Prayati,
reach
does reach.
Chakram, circle.
Chakram circle
Nrapa, O king.
Nripa
Nripa,
O
O king.
Sisumaram, named Sisumara.
Saishumara, named Shishumara.
Shishumara
Translation, O king.
O king,
Okay
When such a mystic passes over the Milky Way by the illuminating Sushumna to reach the highest planet
When
Brahmaloka,
when
when
such
such
such a
passes
mystic passes
over the
over the
Milky
Milky
Way
Way
by
by
the
the illuminating
illuminating Sushumna
Sushmara
to reach the
Sushma
highest
to reach the
planet,
highest
Brahmaloka
planet Brahmaloka,
he
Maloka,
goes first to Vaishvanara, the planet of the deity of fire.
he
he
goes
goes
he
first
first
to
goes first to
Vaishvanara,
Vaishnavara,
planet of the
the
deity
planet
of
of the
fire,
deity of fire,
Wherein he becomes completely cleansed of all contaminations,
wherein he
wherein
becomes
he
completely
becomes
cleansed
completely
of all
cleansed of all
contaminations,
contaminations,
and thereafter he still goes higher
and
and
thereafter
thereafter
he
he
still goes
still goes
higher
higher
to the circle of Shishumara
to the
to the
circle of
circle of
Mara
Sisumara
to relate with Lord Hari, the
to relate
personality of
with
God.
Lord,
to
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 relate
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 with the
with
Lord
Lord
Hari,
Hari,
the personality
the
of God.
personality of Godhead.
Purport.
Purport. The pole star of the universe and the circle thereof is called the Shishumara circle, and therein the local residential planet of the personality of Godhead, Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, is situated. Before reaching there, the mystic passes over the Milky Way to reach Brahmaloka, and while going there, he first reaches Vaishvanara Lok, where the demigod controls fire. On Vaishvanara Loka, the yogi becomes completely cleansed of all dirty sins acquired while in contact with the material world. The Milky Way in the sky is indicated herein as the way leading to Brahmaloka, the highest planet of the universe.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णवृषाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमो आचार्यपदाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथा धामधाय नगरग्रामधारिणे नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तो स्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः हरे गोपाल गोविंद राम श्रीमधुसूदनम् मुकाब करोति वाचालं पंगुलं गायते गिरिमत् कृपातमं श्री गुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्यमीश्वरं हरि ओम तत्सत्. So very beautiful world. So here, the architecture of the universe, it is not like what the so-called scientists have speculated, but the architecture of the universe is explained by the creator of the universe. So from there, that is the real source. It's a true astronomy. So you can learn in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam about this particular, universal architecture. So those who are worshipping the Virat Purusha, which we have been seeing, the universal form of the Lord, they conceive of this entire rotating system of the planets as an animal known as Shishumara. So this imaginary Shishumara is another form of the Lord Vishnu only. The head of the Shishumara form is downward and its body appears like that of a coiled snake. Okay. So on the end of its tail, there will be Dhruloka on the top. It's upside down, the snake. So on the body of the tail are Prajapati, Agni, Indra, and Dharma. And on the root of the tail are Dhatha and Vidatas. And on its waist are the 7 great sages. The entire body of the Shishumara faces toward its right and appears like a coil of stars. So that is the explanation about the Shishumara planetary system. So you will find, we will be learning it in the Canto 5 about the Shishumara planetary system also. But you can see a yogi, how he can go to another planetary system, not by Sputnik. So he has to go through the Milky Way to Brahmaloka through all these particular planetary system, and he has to, on the way, he has to get himself completely cleansed of all kind of sinful activities, and that is why there is a Vaishwanara Loka, so where it is the fire god resides. That is the fireplace wherein all his sins are burned. So there is another place in Brahmanda Purana about the Shishumara. Jnananandatmano Vishnu Shishumara Vapushyatha Urdhvalokeshu Savyapta Adityadhyastadashrita. So there it is said that Lord Vishnu, who is the source of knowledge and transcendental bliss, he has assumed the form of Shishumara in the 7th heaven, that is, the 7th heaven. So that is situated in the topmost level of the universe. All other planets, beginning with the sun, exist under the shelter of the Shishumara planetary system only. And after the Shishumara planetary system, above that only Brahmaloka will be there. So it's not that easy to go to Brahmaloka even. Because this particular, it's like a machine, great machine consisting of the stars and planets. It resembles the form of a Shishumara. Shishumara, you understand. The dolphin in the water you would have seen. That is called a Shishumara. So the dolphin is the form. It's a upside down. The mouth will be towards down, and the tail will be on the top, and the top of the tail will be the Dhruva Loka. So that is how it is that. And it is considered its incarnation of Krishna because Lord Vishnu takes the form of the Shishumara circle. So that is how the yogi can reach there. It's not so easy. So I'll go to the next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse 25. Tadvishvanabhim tvadivartya Vishnor
Vishnu
Aniyasa virajenatmanaikha Namaskritam Brahma Vidam Upaiti
Namaskritam Brahma Vidam Upaiti
Kalpayusho Yad Vibudharamante
Kalpayuso Yad Vibhudaramante
Tadvishvanabhim Tvativartya Vishnor
Teshanabhim Tvadivartya Vishnu
Aniyasa Virajenatmanaikha
Aniyasa Virajena Tamanaka
Namaskritam Brahma Vidam Upaiti
Namaskritam Brahma Vidamupaiti
Kalpayusho Yad Vibhudaramante
Kalpayuso Yad Vibhudaramante
Tadvishvanabhim Tvativartya Vishnor
Tadvishwanabhim Tvadivartya Vishnu
Aniyasa Virajenatmanaikha
Aniye Virajena Tismanakariha
Namaskritam Brahma Vidam Upaiti
Namaskritam Brahma Upaiti
Kalpayusho Yad Vibhudaramante
Kalpayuso Yad Vibhudaramante
Yes, please.
Tadvishwanabhim Tvadivartya Vishnu Aniya Savirajena Tamanaika Namaskritam Brahmo Vidamupaiti Kalpayuso Yad Vibhudaramante
Tadvishvanabhim tvativartya Vishnor
Tadvishwanabhim Tvadivartya Vishnu
Aniyasa virajena atmanaiki
Aniya Savirajena Tamanaika
Namaskritam Brahma Vidamupaiti
Namaskritam Brahma Vidamupaiti
Kalpayusho Yad Vibhudaramante
Kalpayuso Yad Vibhudaramante
Tadvishvanabhim tvativartya Vishnu
Tadvaisvanabhim Tvadivartya Vishnu
Aniyasha virajnentmanaika
Aniya Savirajena Tamanaika
Namaskritam Brahma Vidamupaiti
Namaskritam Brahma Vidamupaiti
Kalpayusho Yad Vibhudaramante
Kalpayuso Yad Vibhudaramante
तद विश्वनाभिं त्वतिवर्त विष्णो
तद्वैश्वनाभिं प्रतिवर्त्य वैष्णो
अनीयसा विरजनात्मानयका
अनिया तदराजेन नमैक
नमस्कृतं ब्रह्मविदामुपैति
नमस्कृतं ब्रह्मविदमुपैति
कल्पायुषो यद् विबुधा रमन्ते
कल्पयुषो यद्विबुधा रमन्ते
So synonyms. That.
that.
Vishwanabhim, navel of the universal personality of Godhead.
Vishwanabhim,
Navel
of the universal personality of Godhead.
Two, but Ativartya, crossing over.
Ativartya, crossing over.
Vishnu, of Lord Vishnu.
Vishnu, of Lord Vishnu.
The personality of Godhead.
The personality of Godhead.
Ani, yasa, due to mystic perfection.
Ani, yasa, due to mystic perfection.
Virajena, by the purified.
Virajena, by the purified.
Atmana, by the living entity.
Atmana, by the living
entity.
Eka, alone.
Eka, alone.
Namaskritam, worshipable.
Namaskritam, worshipable.
Brahma Vidam, by those who are transcendently situated.
Brahma Vidam, by those who are
transcendently situated.
Upaiti, reaches.
Upaiti,
reaches.
Kalpa Ayushu, a period of 430 crore solar years.
Kalpa Ayu, a period of 430 crore solar years.
30 million solar years.
Yet the place.
Yet the place.
Vibudha, self-realized souls.
Vibudha, self-realized souls.
Ramante, do enjoy.
Ramante, do enjoy.
Translation, please repeat after me. This Shishumara is the pivot of the turning of the complete universe.
This Shishumara is the pivot for the turning of the complete universe.
And it is called the navel of Vishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu.
And it is called the navel of Vishnu,
Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu.
The yogi alone goes beyond this circle of Shishumara and attains the planet Maharloka.
The yogi alone goes beyond the circle of Shishumara and attains the
planet Maharloka,
where purified saints like Bhrigu enjoy a duration of life of 430 crore solar years.
Where purified
saints like Bhrigu enjoy a duration of life of 430 crore solar years.
This planet is worshipable even for saints who are transcendentally situated.
This planet
is worshipable even for saints who are
transcendentally situated.
Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse 26. Ato anantasya mukhanalena
अतो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
दन्दह्यमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
दन्तह्यमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयुष्टधिष्ण्यम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयोगदृश्यम्
यद्वै परार्ध्यं तदुपारमेष्ट्यम्
यद्वै परार्धं तद्योपरमेष्यम्
अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
दन्दहिमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
दन्तहिमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयुष्टधिष्ण्यम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयोगदृश्यम्
यद्वै परार्ध्यं तदुपारमैस्त्यम्
यद्वै परार्धं तदुपारमेष्यम्
अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
दन्दह्यमानं स निरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
दन्तह्यमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयुष्टधिष्ण्यम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयोगदृश्यम्
यद्वै परार्ध्यं तदुपारमेस्त्यम्
यद्वै परार्धं तदुपारमेष्यम्
Yeah, please go ahead.
अथो
अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
दन्दह्यमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
दन्तह्यमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयुष्टधिष्ण्यम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयोगदृश्यम्
यद्वै परार्ध्यं तदुपारमेष्ठ्यम्
यद्वै परार्धं तदुपारमेष्यम् अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
दन्द्याहिमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
दन्दह्यमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयोगदृश्यम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयुष्टधिष्ण्यम्
यद्वै परार्ध्यं तद्योपरमेष्यम्
यद्वै
पराध्यं तदुपारमेष्ठ्यम् अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
अथो अनन्तस्य मुखानलेन
द्वन्द्वैहिमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
द्वन्द्वैहिमानं सनिरीक्ष्य विश्वम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयुष्टधिष्ण्यम्
निर्यातिसिद्धेश्वरयोगदृश्यम्
यद्द्वैपराध्यं तदुपारमेष्ठ्यम्
यद्वै परार्ध्यं तदुपारमेष्यम्
Synonyms. Atho, thereupon.
अथो thereupon
Anantasya, of Ananta, the resting incarnation of Godhead.
Anantasya of Ananta, the resting incarnation of Godhead.
Incarnation of Godhead.
Mukha analena, by the fire emanating from his mouth.
Mukha analena, by the fire emanating from his mouth.
Emanating from his mouth.
Dandahimanam, burning to ashes.
Dandahimanam, burning to ashes.
Sa, he.
Sa he.
Niriksha, by seeing this.
Niriksha by seeing this.
Vishwam, the universe.
Vishwam
the universe.
Niryati, goes out.
Niryati goes out.
goes out.
Siddheshwara Yushta Dishnyam, airplanes used by the great purified souls.
Siddheshwara
Yushta
Dishni.
Adhishtyam.
Airplane used by
They
the
are
great
friends
purifier.
used by the great purified souls.
Yet that place, the place.
Yet the
Yet
place,
the place.
Dvaiparardhyam, 15,480 crore solar years.
Dvaiparadhyam.
Dvaiparadhyam,
15,480 crore
15,480
solar years.
crore solar years.
That,
Tat that,
who, the exalted,
you, the
To
exalted,
exalted.
Parameshtyam, Satyaloka, where Brahma resides.
Parameshwar
Parameshyam,
Satyaloka where Brahma
Satyaloka,
resides.
where Brahma resides.
Translation, please repeat after me. At the time of the final devastation of the complete universe,
At the
At the
time of the
time
final
of the
devastation
final
of the complete
devastation of the complete
universe,
universe,
the end of the duration of Brahma's life,
the
the end
end
of the
of the
duration of
duration of Brahma's life,
a flame of fire emanates from the mouth of Ananta from the bottom of the universe.
a
a
flame
flame
of fire emanates from the mouth
emanates
of
from
Ananta
the mouth
from
of
the bottom
Ananta,
of the universe.
from the bottom of the universe.
The yogi sees all the planets of the universe burning to ashes.
The
The
yogi
yogi
sees all the
sees all
planets
the
of the
planets
universe
of
burning
the
to ashes.
universe burning to ashes.
And thus he leaves for Satyaloka by airplanes used by the great purified souls.
And thus he
And
leaves for
thus he
Satyaloka by
lives
airplanes used
by
great purified
airplanes
souls.
used by the great purified souls.
The duration of life in Satyaloka is calculated to be 15,480 crore solar years. I mean, years.
The duration of life
In Satyaloka
is
calculated to be
80 crore years.
Yes, purport. Purport.
It is indicated herein that the residents of Maharloka, where the purified living entities or demigods possesses a duration of life calculated to be 43 crore solar years, have airships
430 crore.
430 crore solar years, have airships by which they reach Satyaloka, the topmost planet of the universe. In other words, the Srimad Bhagavatam gives us many clues about other planets far, far away from us which modern planes and spacecraft cannot reach, even by imaginary speeds. The statements of Srimad Bhagavatam are accepted by great acharyas like Sridhara Swami, Ramanujacharya, and Vallabhacharya. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically accepts Srimad Bhagavatam as the spotless Vedic authority, and as such, no sane man can ignore the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam when it is spoken by the self-realized soul Srila Sukadeva Goswami, who follows in the footsteps of his great father. Srila Vyasadeva, the compiler of all Vedic literatures, in the creation of the Lord there are many wonderful things we can see with our own eyes every day and night, but we are unable to reach them equipped by modern materialistic science. We should not, therefore, depend on the fragmentary authority of materialistic science for knowing things beyond the range of scientific purview. For a common man, both modern science and Vedic wisdom are simply to be accepted because none of The statements, either of modern science or of Vedic literature, can be verified by him. The alternative for a common man is to believe either of them or both of them. The Vedic way of understanding, however, is more authentic because it has been accepted by the acharyas, who are not only faithful and learned men, but also liberated souls without any of the flaws of conditioned souls. The modern scientists, however, are conditioned souls liable to so many errors and mistakes. Therefore, the safe side is to accept the authentic version of Vedic literatures, like Srimad Bhagavatam, which is accepted unanimously by the great acharyas.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Namo Namo Niruddhaya Hrishikeshendriyatmane Namah Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibrutatmane. Anantadev is very wonderful personality. Nityananda Prabhu's plenary portion. He is the supreme directing deity. He is also known as Aniruddha. And he is known as Ananta. He is also known as Sankarshana. And he destroys the whole creation by the blazing fire from his mouth. So he's called the director of the senses, Hrishikeshendriyatmane. He is Aniruddha, is the director of the mind. So we want to execute devotional service. For that, we have to fix our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. So Lord Shiva is also praying to Lord Aniruddha to be pleased to help him engage his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. What to speak of us? So beginning from Patal Loka, when Anantadev wants to burn everything at the time of dissolution, a fire grows. The fire emanates from the mouth of the Lord Sankarshana, and its flame shooting upward, driven by great wind of greatest velocity that could never be even imagined. And it scorches everything in all directions. That is the way the annihilation take place. These scheduled creations and annihilations take place in terms of the supreme will. And of course, Brahma is the secondary creator by the intelligence of Brahma, the secondary. Later, we will be seeing in, fifth canto very nicely. But you need to know at this particular time, since we are talking about the dissolution or annihilation, we should know that there are three kinds of annihilations. Number one, due to the scheduled time of the annihilation of the entire universe. Number two, due to a fire which emanates from the mouth of Ananta, which is mentioned in our sloka here. And number three, due to one's qualitative actions and reactions. So these are all the three. And the devastation takes place due to the fire emanating from the mouth of Sankarshana, which we are studying here and we'll study further. So Bhrigu Muni is living in Maharloka, and great sages like Bhrigu Muni also lives in Maharloka. This particular fire will keep burning one by one all the planets into ashes, like Earth, Bhuvarloka, Swargloka, everything will be burnt. Everything will be burnt. So the inhabitants of the Maharloka, they will start feeling the heat and they will transport themselves to Janaloka, which is above the Maharloka. And they get distressed by the warmth of the blazing fire that is coming from the three worlds which are being burnt to ashes below. So these are all the, science we need to understand. Astronomy, science. We have to accept the authentic version of the Vedic literature as quoted here in the purport. And acharyas, the Guru Maharaj, the Acharya Parampara, they are not with the four defects of the conditioned soul. It is mentioned in the purport. And Srimad Bhagavad, they are person Bhagavata. So you have to accept the truth from either person Bhagavata or Srimad Bhagavatam or from both. Srimad Bhagavatam is accepted as the essence of all Vedic literature and Vedanta philosophy. Anyone tastes the transcendental mellow of Srimad Bhagavatam is never attracted to any other literature. That is the, Sarve Vedanta Saram hi Srimad Bhagavatam ishyate Tadrasamrita triptasya Nanyatra syadrati kvachit. So Srimad Bhagavatam is such powerful literature that you will not be attracted to anything. And this is very practical. I have experienced it. Everyone will experience. Those who read Srimad Bhagavatam, they will keep on repeatedly want to read the Srimad Bhagavatam only. They are not attracted to any other literature. This is the nature of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Because it gives direct information of the mellow derived from service to Krishna, devotional service. The mellow of devotional service is extracted from Srimad Bhagavatam. That is why it is above all other Vedic literature. Other Vedic literatures and other scriptures of the world, they will remain prominent only till the Srimad Bhagavatam is heard and understood. As soon as you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, that's an ocean of nectar. And this is the supreme of all literatures. But you have to Sraddho Hridaya Yatra Kriti Visushrusu Vistakshanat by faithful hearing and recitation. And also you should distribute Srimad Bhagavatam. Then only all other things will be faded away. So, Srimad Bhagavatam gives you, or Mahabhagavata, they give you the clear truth. So, you can learn the science of the universe, science of the soul, science of the Supreme Personality of God, or science of Krishna. You can learn either from Srimad Bhagavatam or Mahabhagavatas. So, that is the way. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse 27. Nayatra shoko najara namrityur
न यत्र शोको न जजारणमुत्यर
nartir nakodvegaruthe kutaschet.
नाते न
नातेर्नचोद्वेगरिते कुतश्चित्
Yachittatoda kripaya nidham vidam.
यच्चित्
यच्चित्ततो
ततो कृपयानिदं
याकृपयानिदं विदाम्
विदम्
Durantha dukkha prabhavanudharshanat.
दुरन्तदुःखो
दुरन्तदुःखप्रभवानुदाम्
भगवानुदर्शन्त
Nayatra shoko najara namrityur.
न
न
यत्र शोको
यत्र
न
शोको न
जरामृत्युः
चारणमृत्योर्
Nartirnakodvega ruthe kutaschet.
नात्रे
नार्तिर्न
न को देव कृते कुतोषित्
चोद्वेगरिते
Yachittatoda vidam.
यच्चित्
यच्चित्ततो
ततो कृपयानिदं वितम्
दत्तकृपयानिदं विदम्
Duranta dukkha prabhavanu darshana.
दुरन्तदुःखप्रभवानुदर्शनात्
दुरन्तदुःखप्रभवानुदर्शनात्
Nayatra shoko najarana mrityur.
न
न
यत्र
यत्र
शोको
शोको
न
न चारणमृत्योर्
जरामृत्युः
Nartirnachodvegaruthe kutaschet.
नातिर्न
नार्तिर्न
चोद्वेगर्तकृतस्य
चोद्वेगरितश्चित्
Yachittatoda kripaya nidam vidam.
यच्चित्
यच्चित्ततो
ततोद
यः
कृपयानिदं
कृपयानिदं
विदाम्
विदाम्
Duranta dukkha prabhavanu darshanat.
दुरन्तदुःखप्रभवानुदर्शनात्
दुरन्तदुःखप्रभवानुदर्शनात्
न यात्र शोको न चारणमित्र्योर्
न यत्र शोको न जरा न मृत्युः
नातिर्न चोदेवगत्रेतकुदशेत्
नार्तेर्न चोद्वेगरिते कृतश्चित्
यच्चित्ततो कृपयानिदं विदाम्
यच्चित्ततो यः कृपयानिदं विदाम्
Duranta dukkha prabhavanudarshanat.
Duranta dukkha prabhavanudarshanat. Nayatra shoko न जरा न मृत्यु
Nayatra soko najarana mrityur.
नार्तिर्न चोद्वेगरिते कुतश्चिता
Natir nacho ega kritaku kuta sach.
यच्चित्ततो दः कृपयानिन्दं विदाम्
Yachitato ta kripayanidam vidam.
दुरन्त दुःख प्रभावानुदर्शनात्
Duranta dukkha prabhavanudarshanat.
Synonyms, no, never.
No,
हाँ,
never.
Yatra, there are.
यत्र there are
Yeah, there are.
Soka, bereavement.
शोका
Or
bereavement
bereavement.
Mm. No, nor.
न
Nah,
नर
nor.
Jara, old age.
जरा old
The
age
old age.
No, nor.
न
Nah, nor.
नर
Mrityu, death.
मृत्यु death
Mrityu, death.
No, nor.
न नर
Nah, nor.
Artihi, pains.
अति
Ati,
pains
pains.
No, nor.
न
Nah,
नर
nor.
Cha, also.
च
Che
also
also.
Udvega, anxieties.
उद्वेगा
Utvega.
anxiety
Rute, save and accept.
Rute and accept
Respect.
Kutashchit, sometimes.
Kutakshit sometimes.
Kutashchit sometimes
Yat, because of.
yet
Yet,
because
because of
of
Chit, consciousness.
sit
chit
consciousness
Tata, therefore.
consciousness.
tata therefore
Tata,
Ada,
therefore.
compassion.
other
Ada,
compassion
compassion.
Kripaya, out of heartfelt sympathy.
Kripaya,
prepare
out of
out of
heartfelt sympathy.
heartfelt sympathy
Anidham, vidam, of those who are ignorant of the process of devotional service.
Anidam,
and idam vidam
vidam
of
of
those
those
who
who are
are
ignorant
ignorant
of the
of the
process of
process
devotional
of
service.
devotional service.
Duranta.
Durantha, unsurpassable.
Duranta,
Duranta
unsurpassable.
unsurpassable.
Dukkha, misery.
Dukkha,
Dukkha,
misery.
misery.
Prabhava, repeated birth and death.
Prabha,
Prabhava, repeated
repeated birth and
birth
death.
and death.
Anudarshanat, by successive experience.
Anudarshanat,
Darshana.
by successive experience.
Yeah.
Translation, please repeat after me. In that planet of Satyaloka,
In that planet of
That planet of
Satyaloka,
Satyaloka,
there is neither bereavement nor old age nor death.
there is neither
there is neither
bereavement nor old
bereavement
age
nor
nor
old
death.
age and nor death.
There is no pain of any kind, and therefore there are no anxieties, save that
There is
sometimes
no
There is
no
no
pain
pain
of
of
any
any
kind of therefore
kind,
there is
therefore
anxiety
there are no anxieties, save that sometimes
due to
sometimes.
consciousness, there is a feeling of compassion for those unaware of the process of devotional service.
Due to
Due to consciousness, there is a
there
feeling
is a feeling
of
of
compassion for those unaware of
compassion
the process
for those
of devotional
unaware
services.
of the process of devotional service,
who are subjected to unsurpassable miseries in the material world.
who are subjected
Subjected
to
to unsurpassable business
unsurpassable
in the material
miseries in the material world.
Purport.
foolish men of materialistic temperament do not take advantage of successive authorized knowledge. The Vedic knowledge is authorized and it is acquired not by experiment but by authentic statement of the Vedic literature explained by bona fide authorities. Simply by becoming an academic scholar, one cannot understand the Vedic statements. One has to approach the real authority who has received the Vedic knowledge by disciplic succession. As clearly explained in the Bhagavad Gita 4.2, Lord Krishna affirmed that the system of knowledge as explained in the Bhagavad Gita was explained to the sun god, and the knowledgeable descended by disciplic successions from the sun god to his son Manu, and from Manu to King Ishwaku, the forefather of Lord Ramachandra, and thus the system of knowledge was explained down the line of great sages, one after another. But in due course of time, the authorized succession was broken, and therefore, just to re-establish the true spirit of the knowledge, the Lord again explained the same knowledge to Arjuna, who was a bona fide candidate for understanding due to his being a pure devotee of Lord. Bhagavad Gita, as it was understood by Arjuna, is also explained. Bhagavad Gita 10.12.13. But there are many foolish men who do not footstep, follow in the footsteps of Arjuna in understanding the spirit of role of role of- as they create instead of their own impression. But there are many foolish men. But there are where they okay, and they create instead of their own policemen who do not follow in the footsteps of Arjuna in understanding the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. They create instead of their own interpretations, which are as foolish as they themselves, and thereby only help to put stumbling block on the path of real understanding, misdirecting the innocent followers who are less intelligent or the Sudras. It is said that one should become a Brahmana before one can understand the Vedic statements, and the structure is as important as the structure that no one shall become a lawyer who has not qualified himself as a graduate. Such a state is not an impediment in the path of progress of anyone's and everyone, but it is necessary for an unqualified understanding of a particular science. Vedic knowledge is misinterpreted by those who are not qualified Brahmanas. A qualified Brahmanas is one who has undergone strict training under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. The Vedic wisdom guides us to understanding our relation with the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, to acting accordingly in order to achieve the desired result of returning home, back to Godhead. But materialistic men do not understand this. They want to make a plan to become happy in a place where there is no happiness. For false happiness, they try to reach other planets, either by rituals or by the spacecraft. But they should know for certain that any amount of materialistic adjustment for becoming happy in a place which is meant, meant for distance cannot benefit the misguided man, because after all the whole universe with all its paraphernalia will come to an end after a certain period. Then all plans of materialistic happiness will automatically come to an end. The intelligent person, therefore, makes a plan to return home back to garden. Such an intelligent person surpasses all the pangs of material existence, like birth and death, disease and old age. He is actually happy because he has no anxieties of material existence. But as a compassionate sympathizer, he feels unhappiness for the suffering materialistic men, and thus he occasionally comes before the materialistic man to reach to teach them the necessity of going back to garden. All the bona fide acharyas preach the truth of returning home back to garden and warn men not to make a false plan for happiness in a place where happiness is only a myth. Myth. Scroll up.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Very nice purport. So, actually, Brahma, he lives in the highest planetary system of this universe, and that is sometimes called Brahmaloka or sometimes called Satyaloka. And in every planet, there must be some predominating deity. Like similarly, in the Satyaloka, the predominating deity is Lord Brahma. And in heavenly planets, Indra is the predominating deity, and on the sun god Vivaswan. So the inhabitants and predominating deities of every planet, they're all recommended to worship only Govinda, either by meditation or by chanting the holy name of the Lord. So for persons like us, the practice of devotional service or bhakti yoga system, that is the Krishna consciousness, is so easy and perfect that if you simply think of Krishna and if you become perfect and to think of Krishna at the time of death, then you can even be transferred to Krishna Loka or any Loka you like. You don't have to go through these very tough yogic mystic potencies and all these things. Even if you want to go to any other Loka, not only Krishna Loka, any Loka. If you decide to go to heavenly planet or you want to go to Brahma Loka or Satya Loka, Mahar Loka, Janas Loka, many thousands of millions of planets are there. Even if you want to go beyond this material world, Vaikuntha planet, Krishna planet, Goloka planet, that is the science. That is the science. Yanti deva vrata devan pitruni yanti pitru vrata. In Bhagavad Gita we see. So, actually, regarding Satyaloka, one is in the material world and one is in the spiritual world. The spiritual Satyaloka is eternal and the material Satyaloka is not. Even though there is a very longest duration, some 15,000 crores of years that Brahma can live, but still there is death. We also saw that there is no any, this thing, what do you call, pain or any old age or anything, but then there is death. You cannot avoid death, even in the Satyaloka. Okay. So the material Satyaloka is still temporary only. It will be annihilated also. So, but in spiritual Satyaloka, it is eternal. What is that Satyaloka? The Vaikunthas. The Vaikunthas are called spiritual Satyaloka. So that we need to understand. So any questions or comments or realization, please do share with us. Fine.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Hare
Haribol.
Krishna.
प्रभु जी, महर लोका और सत्य लोका क्या होता है?
ये प्लानिटरी सिस्टम जो प्लानिटरी सिस्टम है ना, वो एक एक लोका है, एक एक प्लैनेट में वो जो उधर जीव है, उधर वो लोग जिंदा रहते हैं बहुत ज्यादा साल तक। हम लोग जो गायत्री मंत्र करते हैं ना, ओम भूर भुव स्व, ये पूरा ऊपर प्लानिटरी तक, ओम भूः ओम भुवः ओम स्वः, ओम मह ओम तपः ओम महः ओम जनः ओम सत्यम। सो अप टू सत्यलोक तक जो 14 प्लानिटरी सिस्टम है, ऊपर वाला 7 प्लानिटरी सिस्टम है, वो है स्वर्गलोक से भी बहुत ऊपर है तपोलोक, तपोलोक से भी बहुत ऊपर है जो महरलोक, और महरलोक से भी अधिक ऊपर है जनसलोक, और जनलोक से भी ऊपर है सत्यलोक। तो ये ऊपर का, इस विश्व का ऊपर का जो प्लानिटरी सिस्टम है, 7 प्लानिटरी सिस्टम, वो है। जैसे
प्रभु आप गोलोका को हम लोग वृंदावन कहते हैं, तो वृंदावन तो इसी धरती पर है।
वृंदावन धरती पर नहीं है, वृंदावन को लॉर्ड कृष्णा ने यहाँ लाया है। वो धरती का बाग नहीं है, वो यहाँ का सृष्टि का नहीं है। जो 14 भुवनों का सृष्टि है, उस सृष्टि के साथ ये वृंदावन और मायापुर नहीं आता है, और पूरी भी नहीं आता। ये भगवान जब नीचे आते हैं वो अपने घर के समेत आते हैं, वो अकेले नहीं आते। इसलिए वो अपने घर साथ लाया है जो वृंदावन है, और यहाँ पर एक उसका कॉपी छोड़ के गया ताकि दुनिया को उधर जाने के बाद क्या करना उसका अभ्यास करने का अवसर मिले, भक्ति योग प्रयास करने के लिए उसको छोड़ के गया। तो वृंदावन हमारा जो है ज्योग्राफिक मैप का साथ का जमीन नहीं है, वो चिंतामणि धाम है। मायापुर, वृंदावन, पुरी चिंतामणि धाम है। उधर रेत नहीं है, वो मिट्टी नहीं है जो हम देख रहे हैं, वो एक्चुअली पूरा चिंतामणि का बना हुआ है। और उधर का हर एक वृक्ष जो है वो कल्प वृक्ष है, साधारण वृक्ष नहीं है। किसी भी वृक्ष का कोई भी फल आप ले सकते हैं, कल्प वृक्ष है। तो वो जो है हमारा भौतिक का क्या बोलते हैं, नापतोल के अंदर नहीं आता, वो भगवत धाम है। तो भगवत धाम आप गोलोक वृंदावन जाने से पहले, कृष्ण लोक जाने से पहले, इस जन्म में यदि आप कृष्ण भावनामृत को परिपूर्ण रूप से आप कर लिया है, तो आपको इधर का वृंदावन में या किसी और यूनिवर्स का वृंदावन में आपको जन्म होगा, गोपा बन करके, या जो भी आपका जो अपना सिद्ध रूप है। और वहां पर कृष्ण भगवान आएंगे, उनके साथ आप लीला करेंगे, फिर उनके साथ ही भगवत धाम जाएंगे। थैंक यू।
हरि बोल,
धन्यवाद प्रभु।
हरि बोल।
हरि बोल।
अभी जो 14 प्लानिटरी सिस्टम में है, जो अभी मिडिल प्लानिट जो इधर कलयुग इज गोइंग ऑन, इज द रियली प्लानिट सतयुग, त्रेतायुग, द्वापर इज गोइंग ऑन द सेम टाइम?
यस, टाइम अलग अलग है, बट युगा तो युगा है। कलयुगा इस कलयुगा ऑलवेज।
इज मिडिल मिडिल प्लानिट अर्थ में।
हाँ, कहीं अभी
और
कलयुगा चल रहा है, तो कहीं और जो है द्वापरा युगा चलेगा, कहीं सतयुगा चलेगा, कहीं त्रेता युगा चलेगा।
जहाँ ब्रह्मा वहां पर सतयुग चलेगा।
हाँ, सत्यलोक में सतयुग ऐसा नहीं है,
हाँ।
किंतु जो अ, कलयुग है वो यहाँ पर अभी है। अभी इसी भूतल में यदि
हम्म,
आप, हम लोग अभी कहाँ जम्बू द्वीप में हैं,
हम्म,
तो जम्बू द्वीप से भी बाहर जो है आपको ये भूलोक में और भी जगह है, जैसे प्लक्ष द्वीप है, ऐसा बहुत है। उधर जो है आपका अभी तक कलयुग का प्रवेश नहीं हुआ है।
हम्म, हम्म।
कली अभी तो शुरू हुआ ना, यहीं से शुरू होता है ना, मध्य में शुरू होता है।
अच्छा, वो कहीं अभी तक नहीं हुआ कलयुग?
हाँ, नहीं हुआ।
तो 500 ईयर्स हुआ अभी तक है?
हाँ, ये कली ब्रह्मा तक पहुंच नहीं पाएगा ना, तब तक तो खत्म हो जाएगा
हाँ,
कल।
या हाँ, इसका
इतना
हजार,
दूर।
या 4 युगों का जो 1000 चक्कर मारेगा तो उसका 12 12 आवर्स है।
अब देखो,
हाँ,
ब्रह्मा का एक दिन में
हाँ।
2000 चतुर्युग आता है।
हम्म।
तो कलयुग तो यूं आए यूं चला गया, पता भी नहीं चलेगा कब
पता ही
आया
नहीं
कब
चलेगा।
गया।
यस, यस।
इसलिए वहां उसका प्रभाव नहीं देख सकते
तो ये जो सृष्टि में ये फर्स्ट कलयुग चल रहा है अभी?
हैं।
ये सृष्टि में फर्स्ट कलयुग चल रहा है यहाँ पर अभी?
हाँ, अभी कलयुग में हम लोग हैं। पांच
नहीं, ये
हजार वर्ष
फर्स्ट
हो
है।
गया, 4,32,000 वर्ष तक है कलयुग।
ये फर्स्ट कलयुग है इधर, जो अभी हम चल रहे गुजर रहे हैं, तो फर्स्ट कलयुग में।
नहीं नहीं, ये 27वां कलयुग है।
हाँ, ओके, ओके।
अष्टाविंशति में बोलते हैं ना, क्या
हाँ।
कौन सा 7वां मनु का है ना अभी।
ओहो, ओके, फर्स्ट मन से ये
हाँ,
चल रहा होगा।
वैवस्वत मनु है, सबसे पहला मनु स्वयंभुव मनु है ना।
हाँ।
चाक्षुष मनु
ओ,
6वां था, उसके बाद अभी जो है हमारा वैवस्वत मनुवंतर में हम लोग हैं।
ओके, ओके। तो इससे पुराना
अष्टाविंशति में
हम्म,
28वां चतुर्युगा, जो कि हमारा वैवस्वत मनु का 28वां चतुर्युगा में हम लोग हैं।
वो किससे पहले जो मनु था उनका समय भी कलयुग था।
हर एक का समय पे आएगा, एक मनु के
हाँ।
अंदर कम से कम 72 कलयुग आएगा एक मनु में।
ओके ओके। इसका मनु का कलयुग अभी चल रहा है, सेवंथ
हाँ,
कलयुग।
अभी 28वां कलयुग जो है, ये
हाँ
अपना वैवस्वत मनु का 7वां मनु है ये। मनु का
हाँ।
चल रहा है। बर्मा का एक दिन में टोटल 14 मनु आते जाते हैं।
वो
तो अभी हम
4,000।
7वां मनु है वैवस्वत मनु, और 7 बाकी है। यानी कि ब्रह्मा का दिन का अभी लगभग दोपहर है अभी, दोपहर के समय ब्रह्मा के लिए।
हाँ। ओके ओके। ओके ओके, हरी बोल, थैंक यू।
एक मनु का 72, 72 चतुर्युगा एक मनु का जीवन है।
ओहो।
और उसके बाद मनु भी खत्म हो जाएगा, दूसरा मनु आएगा।
हाँ।
तो हर एक मनु के साथ ही इंद्र चंद्र वायु वर्ण ये सब बदलते हैं।
हम्म।
ये सब हर मनु के साथ ही आते हैं वो लोग अपना अपना नौकरी लेने के लिए। जैसे वो पार्लियामेंट के अंदर एक इलेक्शन हो गया तो दूसरा पार्टी आके पूरा मिनिस्ट्री को कैप्चर करता है
हाँ,
ना,
जो
उस तरह
अदर
वो
सोल
लोग
चेंज
क्या
हो
है,
जाता है,
अपने
सोल
सारे
चेंज होता है।
देवों के साथ आकर के अपने ड्यूटी
हम्म।
संभालते हैं।
ओके, सोल चेंज हो जाता है उस समय, दूसरा पार्टी
हाँ,
आता है। हाँ, ओके ओके ओके, हरे कृष्णा।
गुड
थैंक
क्वेश्चन।
यू।
हरे कृष्णा। 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you very much. So let's कौन था आज नया आया प्रीति?
Yes, sir. She is not new. Muskan, she used to join in morning classes, but because of college class,
ओके
she joined.
ओके, थैंक यू। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
जय
जय
पवन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
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 वैष्णव प्रणाम। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। तो हम कल शाम को फिर 6 बजे क्लास में मिलेंगे, तब तक के लिए